There are many long flights in the world, but there's only one that holds the record. Singapore Airlines' 18-and-a-half-hour, 10,000-mile nonstop flight from Singapore to New York is the longest nonstop flight on Earth. I've actually reviewed this flight before, but Singapore Airlines recently revamped their premium economy class product, so that left me wondering, how good is the world's longest flight? Well, today we're going to find out, as we take a flight so long that the sun rises twice. My journey begins at Singapore's amazing Changi Airport, which has been crowned the world's best 9 times in the last 12 years. It's currently 10:30 in the evening here, which is a peak travel hour, but you wouldn't know it because of how quick it is to get through Changi. Check-in and immigration took just a matter of minutes, and very soon we're off to gate A15 for our flight to New York. Singapore Airlines uses a very unique aircraft on this route. The Airbus A350-900 ULR, which is specifically fitted with extra fuel tanks so that it can fly journeys as long as this one.
Hi, good evening. Thank you so much.
On board, there are no economy class seats at all, and the plane instead consists of a massive 67-seat business class cabin, as well as a 94-seat premium economy class cabin in the back where we'll be sitting today. I'll be spending the next 18 hours in seat 38K, which is towards the back of the cabin. The 242 configured premium economy cabin is far roomier than you would normally find in the back of a plane, as each seat features an impressive 38 inches of pitch. Waiting at each seat are a very large, comfortable pillow and a blanket. In front of you is a very large 13.3-inch touchscreen TV, and we'll dive into the content on board once we get airborne. As we get settled in, the crew came around handing out hot towels, which are a great touch. I also really appreciate the reintroduction of actual paper menus in premium economy, which have been missing since 2019.
Both Singapore Airlines Airlines, my colleagues are on board of Flight 22 to Newark. Flight time will be 17 hours and 40 minutes, and my team today consists of Captain Tony Tan, Senior First Officers Bernard and Mark, in-flight manager Halim, and the rest of our colleagues all here to see to it that you are well looked after, and I'm certain you will enjoy your flight with us. And weather-wise on road is generally quite good. Some light turbulence is anticipated, and about 1 hour out from Newark, there will be some turbulence as well. So having said that, in the interest of safety, I trust and hope you do like what we do here in the flight deck, that is to have a seatbelt fastened all times while you're seated. Sit back, relax and enjoy the flight. I'll get back to you shortly just prior to our arrival to Newark. Thank you.
Before using an evacuation flight,
After takeoff, the crew came around handing out large water bottles, which I really appreciated, as it's really important to keep hydrated on a flight this long. The headphones provided are also of really high quality, and they're noise canceling too, which is a great step above the earbuds you normally get in the sky. Although there were 3 options for dinner, Singapore Airlines also offers premium economy class passengers the option to book the cook, meaning to select online from a choice of dozens of meals available. I chose the beef bourguignon with potatoes, which was served soon after takeoff. As part of the upgrades to their premium economy class product, Singapore Airlines introduced much larger meals that are now served in porcelain dishes, which is a really nice touch. This is also just a really high-quality meal service. I'm not usually someone who's quick to call food on board an airplane tasty, but this was a genuinely delicious meal, and I really appreciated the quantity as well as the quality of the service. The beef was juicy, the salad fresh, and the chocolate cake was, of course, delicious. I also really appreciate the metal cutlery and the cloth napkins, which bring the experience to the next level. This is a genuinely very tasty and filling meal service, which is really important on a flight this long. After dinner, the crew came around with another round of drinks and dimmed the cabin lights so passengers could get some sleep. Let's now turn our attention to Singapore Airlines' in-flight entertainment system, KrisWorld. It's very important to have lots to entertain you on a flight this long, and this system definitely delivers. With hundreds of movies, including dozens of new blockbusters, as well as countless TV shows, I found more than enough to keep me entertained. I really appreciated the full seasons of TV shows, as well as the live TV channels that were on offer, so you can watch the news or live sports even when you're in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. If you're into it, there's also a really solid music selection, which isn't something you find on a lot of planes these days. People often ask what one does on a flight this long, and the answer is basically that you eat, you sleep, you watch a few movies, and pretty soon you're there. I watched 3 movies and a few episodes of TV on board this flight, and that time really does go by faster than you expect it to. After a few hours of sleep, the lights came on board as the crew began to serve the second meal of this flight, a breakfast service. The sun was well in the sky by this point as we flew over the North Pacific Ocean, but it's 9 p.m. in New York, meaning we still have about 9 hours to go. The service began with some juices being passed around, and again we had the choice of dozens of options through the Book the Cook website. I went with the Singaporean-style char siu pork with noodles. The meal was again very large and served alongside a croissant, some fresh fruit, and some yogurt. I again really liked the new dishware and love how big these meals are. This is genuinely a step over what you normally get in the back of the plane. The char siu was also fantastic. It was rich and flavorful, served with some wontons and a great hot sauce. I want to say again that this is genuinely good food and enough to keep you going for sure. Great job here, Singapore Airlines. As we continued cruising over the Pacific, I watched some television and relaxed. Unlimited free Wi-Fi is available for all passengers, which is great, although speeds leave a little bit to be desired. I again slept some more and woke up as we flew over the western United States, where the sun had already gone down. At this point, about 2.5 hours before landing, the crew came around with another small but hot meal service, with pizzas and some drinks. The crew also handed out drinks periodically throughout the flight, and I found there to be more than enough to eat and drink throughout this 18-hour journey. Pretty soon, the sun began to rise, and we're almost in New York. So, my verdict is that the world's longest flight is not that bad. The premium economy class seats are more than comfortable, especially thanks to the great legroom. The food was fantastic, as was the world-class Singapore Airlines crew, and there was more than enough to watch on board. Most importantly, it felt like this flight actually went by pretty quickly. I probably slept for 9 or 10 hours on this flight, which was fantastic, no doubt aided by that big pillow. And I found that I was in New York in what felt like, well, not all that much time. Make no mistake, this is certainly a long flight, but it's also a flight on board a great airline with a fantastic product. So if you find yourself trying to get between Southeast Asia and the US East Coast, this is probably the best way to do it. With that, welcome to New York. Or, well, New Jersey.
Please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the seatbelt sign is off. Please take care when opening the overhead compartments and remember to take all your belongings with you. It's been our pleasure serving you on this flight. Thank you for flying Singapore Airlines, a member of Star Alliance.
Thank you so much for joining me on this journey today. If you want to see more content like this, I'd appreciate if you considered subscribing to my channel. It's the best way to support the work I do, and it only takes a second. I look forward to seeing you all back in the sky very, very soon.
Cabin crew doors to the south.